Right, so I actually want to share something I've never shared before, but I actually think it's extremely important to talk about. So, prior to coming to Christ, one of my biggest temptations were the opposite sex and sexual temptation. When I came to the Lord, and, here I am, divorced woman, single mom now, it was very important to me that I remained pure in this time frame, so over the last 5 years. And one of the biggest, I remember talking on the phone with someone one time, and they were like, how do you not do X, Y, and Z? And what I made very clear was, when we come to Christ, we put on a new nature, but it says in Scripture that the old nature is still there. So I have to be cognizant on a daily basis, even though I love the Lord with all my heart, and I'm changed, and I'm different, you know what I'm saying? And I read Scripture, and I go to church, I'm involved in church, I serve at church. You still have to be sanctified daily. You still have to die to yourself and say, you know what, like, I'm going to die to live for you. And in doing so, like, practical steps that I took was the very first thing that I cut out, which was actually years ago, like the first year I got saved, was secular music that had cussing, and also that had sexual innuendos, or were just blatantly like talking about it. I had to cut that stuff out. Okay, that was number one. So that happened years and years ago. The next thing that happened, which was actually a slower process, because what's interesting is I didn't realize at the time that how much those shows that I would watch was actually, it would trigger a thought, which would trigger other things and other thought processes. So I had to completely stop watching shows that went there at all. And I mean the bare minimum. So I started watching shows like Sweet Magnolia, This Is Us, what's another one that I like? Virgin River. All those shows are pretty much, for the most part, safe to watch. Or if there's a part, every once in a while there's a fast forward. So really, for me, interestingly enough, it was definitely the two, the music and the show. But for me, it was mostly the shows, because I'm a visual learner. It's just always how I've learned. And so it's also what would tempt, right? So I had to be cognizant of that, and have to be cognizant of that. So I know I just did a cooking video recently, and I shared a show that's actually for mature audiences. But like, if I watch a show that is for mature audiences, which is rare, but if I do, I watch it on VidAngel. And so this isn't an ad or anything. My mom told me about VidAngel, and so through VidAngel, it's an app, and you can take away cussing, you can take away anything sexually related, immodesty, all of that. You can just cut it out. And so, like, if I actually feel like a mature audience show looks like something I'd enjoy, I just watch it on VidAngel, and it's great. So I don't have to compromise my spiritual life. I get to still enjoy certain shows. There are just some shows that I have zero interest in. But anyways, I really hope this helps, because it helped me, you guys. And never ever will I claim that I'm perfect. I will never do that. But what I will say is, this completely changed my life. Like, I can tell you that this completely changed my life. Again, this was years ago that I started doing this, which is why I was like, why have I never shared this? The music was in 2018, and then the shows, like I said, was gradually up until about, I think with the shows, it was like 2018 to 2021 when I began to just nix everything else. So do it. It'll help you.